Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made this crown vine right here. I styled it this way and this way as well. Feel free to explore whatever design you want. For this tutorial, we need gold beads. We also need coral beads. Any type of coral beads will work. We need copper wire. We need a hairband. We need a needle and thread as well. Let's jump into this tutorial. First thing is to pick the hairband right here. You can use any hairband you want. I chose this small one. And then we're going to be tying the needle and thread and knot. Right here, I use a fishing line or invisible thread. So I'm going to be picking the coral beads and the gold beads. I'm going to be mixing them randomly. So I'm going to be using 3 coral beads and 1 gold bead. Feel free to do it however you want to do. I'll just attach it right there to the hairband. This particular hairband is coated with fabric, so I'm attaching it to the fabric. For hairbands that are not coated with fabric, you can also gum, but I chose this one. So I'm going to bring it out right there after putting it in front. And then I'll put the needle out through the last gold bead, and then I'll keep arranging it however I feel like. So just watch closely. I'll fit this one right here. I'm going to be dropping the needle right in front of the gold bead. I'll just bring it out right there, and what I'm going to do is that I'm going to bring out the needle through the gold bead like so. So I'll just bring it out that way and keep fixing the beads. I'm going to be doing that till I put beads all over this hairband all the way to the end, and then we'll go to the next item for this tutorial. So this is what it looks like after I've done the last portion. So both of them are right there. I tried very hard to make sure that the two ends look the same, so I don't end with coral beads this way and end with gold bead this way, but both of them ended with coral beads. But even if it doesn't end the same way, it doesn't really matter. I just personally prefer it ends together. If you have to wear the hairband like this is what it will look like. Let's continue. So right now I pick my copper wire and I put this much beads into the copper wire. You can put as many as you want, but I just chose all that, hoping that that'll be the quantity I'll need. Leave an extra 40 inches because that's what we're going to use to make the vine. So I'll just pick 1 coral and 1 gold pearl, and then I'll just twist it that way. Pick another one and keep doing that. So I'll just pick another one right there and just twist it. So to have one straight stem, I'm just going to twist these two together this way. So now we're already having the stem and the branches. So I'll pick the other one at the other side, just bring two upward and just twist it again. Use your discretion. If you use a small portion, it means that the vines are not going to be widely spread. Or if you use a large portion, it means it's going to be very wide. So it's up to you to choose whatever it is that you want to choose. I'm going to keep twisting this right here to make the vine. I could also pick this other side, use this other side to pick the gold pearl and the coral beads. I'll just pick it right there and keep twisting. Do this as many times as you want. The more you do it, the longer and wider your vine is going to be. And if you stop wherever, that means you're going to have a short vine. So I'll keep going until I'm satisfied with the length I want it to be. By the way, I'm going to be making 3 pieces of this. You can make it more if you choose to, but I decided to make 3. And I'll show you what I did to the 3 as we go on. So I finished this and I cut off the extra copper wire, but you need to cut it off in such a way that you have at least 10 to 15 extra inches of copper wire left out. As you can see, that's it at the bottom. So that's what I'm going to be using to be attaching to this hairband. So I'll just stick it into the hairband, all the beads for as long as I want, just so that it stays. And I'll also go ahead to do the other side as well. I'll just put it inside it that way and I'll pull it to ensure it stays. If you don't pull it well or if you don't fix it well, it won't stay. It will fall off or dangle off. So I'm going to be doing that till as long as I want, and that is how it's going to be staying. So because I did 3, that one is in middle and the other 2 are also going to be strategically placed on 2 sides to create a more wholesome look. You can as well to fortify it by just twisting it like this. That's what I did. That's another method you can also use. Turn it around, but depending on how you're going to use it, it's not so advisable so it doesn't poke the person wearing it. But it doesn't really mean anything. You can just put it there. So that's what I have right there. So I went ahead to fix the 3. Now, these 3 look scanty and they're just there. I'm going to be doing a connecting vine so that everything is connected together. So what I did was I took out another very long strip, about I think 50 inches, 25 to 25 on one side. So I just put it out, brought it out through one bit, and I'm going to be creating fresh vines. Now, these vines, the sole purpose is just to occupy that mid space and also connect the other two. So I'm going to do it the way I did the original vines, but the difference here is that as the vines are getting wider from time to time, we're going to be connecting it to those two other vines that are standing there. So this is the first one right here. And then I'll go in and pick the second one. So I'm going to do one on the left, one on the right as usual. And then they're going to keep growing until they can get into their other vines on the side, just to create a more fuller and wholesome look. So I'm going to be picking that one this way, and I'll just put it in as you can see. You see how that works? I'm going to keep building the blocks like this until I achieve whatever it is that I want to achieve. So now I've done this on this other side as well. And this right here is what we have. I'll go ahead and do that for the second side as well. And by the time we're done, we'll have a fuller and wider vine. So this is what the finished work looks like. Even though this is stable, it has a tendency of wobbling when you wear it. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to secure it together. Now it can actually come like this if you want to have a proper crown, or just lie flat the way it was. But I'm going to connect this portion together. That way, no one is going to be falling apart. So all the wires that I use, I'm going to be taking them out because I don't have use for them anymore. I'll be using copper wire to do this as well. So what you're going to do is whatever measurement you have across that brim, double it. So I'll just put it into the first one and just twist it that way, and then I'll start putting the wire through all the beads that are at the top. Please, it's not supposed to be tight. It's just supposed to be free enough to allow passage. Because if you pull it too much, it's going to now come together in one place. So you just want it to be wide. The idea of doing this is that this thing is going to stay where you kept it. It's not going to be falling off or wobbling. Or no, the wire is quite flexible. So one will not just tilt to one direction and dangle down. So that's what it's going to be, just to give it direction and keep it where you want it to be, basically. So I'm going to be doing that all the way around. So know that there's usually space in between both of them. Not supposed to be like tight together. That's why you needed at least double size of the length here to give room for any manipulation. You may even want to connect another vine to it if you like so it just gives you a room to do whatever it is that you want to do. So now I'm done with it. This right here is what it looks like. I told you that it can be flat or it can be standing this way. To be honest, I think I prefer it this way. So we're going to do it this way as well, and I'll just go ahead and put it into one or two other beads and just twist it together to have the locking feel. By the time we finish it, this right here is what we have. This is what it looks like right here. So it actually has that crown look that we're always looking for. So we're going to put in fringes at the end. At the end of where the vine was, that's where we're going to put in the fringes. Feel free to put the fringes wherever you want. Now these fringes are optional. So I just tied the knots right there, and I'm going to be putting the gold bead and the coral bead into it for as long as you want. Arrange it however you want. So what I did right here is 3 coral and 1 gold. Feel free to do it however you want. I'll suggest you don't use gold all through so it doesn't look like a foreign body, but just do it however you want. So I went ahead and did that. And this right here, what I have, you can imagine it suits it very well. I'll show you the use for this. Sometimes they say yes, it's optional, but I'll advise you use it because of something I'm going to be showing you moving forward. So now I've done it completely. I'll go ahead and just tie it right there. Make sure it is tight so it doesn't fall off. It won't unravel, don't worry. If you tie it the way I tied it and make it very, very tight. I use normal thread, not fishing line like I used before. I use red because it fits the bead. So I just tied it right there. And what I have here is 17 inches. So feel free to make it as long and as short as you want. It's absolutely up to you. I'll go ahead and do the second side, and this is what it looks like by the time I finished it. So she wore it right here as a crown, and those are the two fringes dangling down. If you don't want the fringes to dangle, you can easily just tie it behind. But let me show you another way this thing was worn. So if you see the way it is right here, so I just pushed it back to the bun that she has behind her head, and those are the two fringes dangling. You can leave it down or just bring it that way and tuck it in. You can either use a bobby pin or sew it together. Take the second one and just turn it around and just tuck it into the back. Now, this right here is a low bun. You can also make it into a high bun and to look very, very beautiful. I just didn't want to take down this hair and pack it again. If you're going for a traditional look, especially a Benin traditional look, and you don't want any stress on your head, this is a style to go for. Feel free to style it however you feel like. Thank you so much for watching my video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.